Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a quick, because you know I'm not quick, video on two new palettes that Too Faced will be releasing. The Too Faced Natural Matte and the Sugar Pop palette. This is what they look like. They have a ton of these little palettes that they come out with all the time. I think I'm losing my voice, by the way. I'm like, I sound like Vin Diesel. Really quickly, I just want to mention, I'm sorry that I haven't had a video up at all this. I just moved my camera. Danny and I have been painting and painting and painting, and that's all we've been doing in this house. There's still so much to be done and we're not done, so that is what I'm doing the majority of my day. That is why there hasn't been a video up and it's been killing me. I'm so sorry, but I'm just so busy with like housework. But my door got painted. It used to be yellow, if you remember that. And actually the closet doors are in the process of being painted, so that's why it's like my closet has no door. Yeah, that is why there hasn't been a video up. Once we're settled and we're good, I will go back to posting 3 times a week. I know a lot of you guys have asked me if I'm like not doing that schedule anymore, but I am. I will be posting Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays as soon as everything goes back to normal, which hopefully will be in the near future. My lights come on Tuesday, so that's a good thing. They get here Tuesday and I'm very excited. So yeah. Anyway, back to what the video is about. So I'm not exactly sure when the release of these palettes are, but I think that Ulta will be getting them early, and I'm pretty sure these will release like spring 2015 very soon, pretty sure. And I wasn't gonna post this video, but I thought maybe a swatch video would be helpful for any of you guys who are interested in this palette. I haven't done like a palette review on my channel in a long time, so. These were sent to me by Too Faced, and no, this video isn't sponsored. They didn't ask me to make this video, I just decided to film it. I'm obsessed with Too Faced. If you watch my channel, you guys know it's my favorite like brand at Sephora, like my favorite. And I have purchased every single Too Faced item that I own myself. But they just recently found out who I was like 2 months ago, which is really exciting for me since it's my favorite. But I just wanted to mention that, yes, they were sent to me, but you know, it's not sponsored, so. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with my favorite one, of course, and it is the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette. You guys have seen these before. They have the same packaging. They always come out with these little palettes. This retails for $36, like all of their palettes that look like this. I love their new revamped packaging. It's my favorite. I think it's really cute and sleek. They used to have packaging like this. This is my Natural at Night palette, which is probably my favorite Too Faced palette like this. Well, besides the chocolate bar, I mean, come on. And it was just really bulky and not attractive. Like this packaging, not cute. No. I love their new packaging. It's really nice. Oh my god, my voice is leaving me. So the Natural Matte palette is honestly, in my opinion, like the sister to the Natural Eyes palette. They pretty much have the same print, except this one is brown. And there are a lot of eyeshadows in this palette that are already in the Natural Eyes palette. But this is 100% matte. Completely matte. Oh, and it has a mirror, which I like. And I honestly think this palette is wonderful. 100% wonderful. It's what's on my eyes right now on the top portion of my eyes. My lower lash line is using the Sugar Pop. There are so many companies that are coming out with matte eyeshadows, like in palette form, and this is one of my favorite ones, hands down, because of the undertones in this palette. They're not all warm or they're not all cool. There's a mixture of undertones in this palette, which I really love. It's kind of split up into sections, just like all of their other ones are: day, classic, and fashion. And the day section, like the day row, if you can see, it's a very cool toned row. They have Heaven, which isn't really cool toned, but it's not like a warm peach or anything. This one works as a really nice matte highlight for underneath the brow bone. It's what I'm using today. Cashmere Bunny is a really pretty cool toned brown. It's really nice in the crease or to smoke out your lower lash line. And Sexpresso is kind of like Cashmere Bunny, just 10 times darker, a cool tone deep brown, which I feel like everybody needs in their makeup collection to just deepen out their looks. I love Sexpresso. I use it all the time. It's actually one of the eyeshadows that is in the Natural Eyes, and I love it. The next row is the classic row, and you have Lace Teddy, Strapless, and Risque. And Lace Teddy is a really pretty light pink. This is the perfect eyeshadow to apply on your entire lid and then put something else in the crease. It's something that's just gonna give you a nice wash of like a light matte color. Strapless is beautiful. Definitely one of my favorite eyeshadows in this palette. It's a pinky brown. Definitely a beautiful rosy brown. This second row here is definitely like the rosy shades, the browns with the pinky undertones to them. So Strapless definitely has that rosiness to it, which I really, really love. And then Risque is a beautiful deep brown, but it's completely different from Sexpresso. Not only is it a little bit lighter than Sexpresso, but it has like a purpley rosy, again, rosy undertone to it. And then the last row is the fashion row, and this is my favorite row because it has the warm colors. The first one is Nudie, and it is a perfect basic crease color. Like, you cannot go wrong with this, especially if you have fair skin, because it's a very light brown. Then Honey Butter, which is the color I have all over my lid. I have Nudie in my crease, but then I have Honey Butter everywhere. I put it everywhere. It's a beautiful, like, peanut butter brown. Seriously, it's like peanut buttery. It's beautiful. I have it all over my lid. And then Chocolate Cookie is another really, really warm orangey kind of brown. It's so pretty. I have this on the outer V's of my eye today. So I have it like, can you see it? It's like on the outer portion and then dusted into my crease. I'm definitely like losing my voice. I'm getting sick. I am. So that is the look I have today, but I also do have Sexpresso a little bit on the outer corner just to give some deepness to it. Every single color in this palette is completely different, and at first glance you kind of think, oh, Nudie and Cashmere Bunny look pretty similar, but they're not. Nudie is a lot more warm. Like, when you first swatch Nudie, you're like, oh, that's not very warm, because it doesn't look very warm in the pan. But next to Cashmere Bunny, you see it's a lot warmer. So this one right here is Cashmere Bunny, and this one is Nudie. As you can see, it pulls more peach. So I love that about this palette, that you get all different undertones. You get like your rosy browns, your cool tone browns, and your warm browns. So this is basically the perfect companion palette in my opinion. You can grab any palette that has a bunch of shimmers and a bunch of different colors, a bunch of different undertones, and you will find a transition shade, a smoky color, anything in this palette because of the diversity. The only thing that I feel like this palette is missing is a black. Just a pure matte black eyeshadow. That is the only thing I wish this palette had, and if it had that, it would be literally the perfect matte palette in the entire world. Maybe if Risque would have been black, I think, or I don't know. Sexpresso is the darkest color, and if you do pack this on, you do get really deepness to it, so I mean, I could look past the not having the black. So I quickly wanted to show you this in comparison to the Natural Eyes palette, because a lot of you guys asked me, well, I have the Natural Eyes, do I need the Natural Matte? Because there are shades that double in this palette. So the Natural Eyes is both matte and shimmery. I have 4 matte shades and 5 shimmery shades, and the 4 matte shades that are in this palette are in the Natural Matte palette. Even the entire first row has Heaven, Cashmere Bunny, and Sexpresso, just like this one. Their first rows are both identical, and then they have Nudie in common. They both have Nudie here in the corners, but then all the other eyeshadows are different in this palette. The rest are shimmery. So do I think that you need this even though you have this? Maybe for a makeup lover like me, I think so, because I think they are different. They do different things. The other shimmery eyeshadows in this palette make it worth it to buy this, and then the nice rosy mattes and the warm mattes, to me, make it worth it to buy this also. So that is my take on this palette. In terms of pigmentation, I did show you guys swatches while I was talking about this. But keep in mind that those swatches were without a primer. So I didn't put an eyeshadow base or a primer on the back of my hand to swatch them. They go on the eyes so much better than they swatch on the hand. I mean, I'm wearing it on my eyes, and I've been wearing this palette every single day since every day that I've worn makeup since I got this, and it has held up amazingly well. But they go on super buttery, super smooth, and they're really, really easy to blend out. I'm talking like very easy. These matte eyeshadows are not chalky, they're not powdery. They don't have that weird kick up when you put your brush in that some eyeshadows have, that like the eyeshadow goes everywhere and it makes a mess. They don't have that, but they're still soft and blendable. So I definitely give this a big thumbs up. I'm gonna give it an B+. I would give it an A if it had a black, but I'm gonna give it a B+. Okay, now let's talk about the Sugar Pop palette. Now this one is definitely for the colorful lover. It has a bunch of different colors, but they did throw in some neutrals in there, which I appreciate, because you don't want like a whole colorful, you want to throw some neutral colors in there, or don't, whatever you do, you girl. I don't love this one as much as the Natural Matte because I'm a neutral girl, but it is still a really pretty palette. The packaging on this one is really pretty though. It has a bunch of macaroons on them. Seriously, the packaging is so beautiful. So the first row here is called Sweet and Spicy, and you have a peachy kind of shade. It's really similar to Urban Decay's Foxy, where it's like a light yellowy base color. Also really nice to highlight the brow bone. I've used it before for that and it works wonders. Then you have Macaroon, which is a really pretty like peachy orange. It's not too intense. It's like a really pretty orangey coral, and this one is not my favorite. I thought it was gonna be like my favorite out of all of them because I love oranges, but I don't know if it's because it has like little shimmers in them. It doesn't blend as well as all the other ones, and it's not as pigmented as all the other ones. I'm sure if I use like a really nice eyeshadow base, then it will work. I still have to play with this one a lot more, so let me not, you know, jump the gun. But it doesn't pack a punch like I would want it to. This next one is called Malted Milk Ball, and it is my favorite in the palette, probably because it's a really pretty bronze shade, but this really catches the light on your eyeballs. It has like a sheen to it, like a golden sheen. The next row is Sugar Plums, and you get this really gorgeous eyeshadow called Strawberry Ice, and it's like a lilac, but in certain lights it looks almost pink as well. I don't know, it's really strange, but it's really beautiful. Sugared Violet is another favorite of mine. It's a beautiful intense navy blue, but it has a lot of purple to it. I think it has like a purple undertone. I could be wrong, but it is gorgeous. Blackberry is one that does not swatch good at all. Like, you swatch it on the back of your hand and you're like, what is this? It's not very pigmented and it doesn't swatch that well. But when I put it on my eyes, I was really impressed because I don't know, it works really well on the eye. I have this smoked out on the outer V on the bottom, like right here on my lower lash line, and as soon as I put it to my eye, I could tell that it was like a purple. I could tell that it was a brown that had a lot of purple to it. And I didn't think I was going to because it didn't swatch so well. I was like, this is just gonna look like a basic brown. But no, I see the purple big time, and I actually really love this eyeshadow. Then you have the candy coated row, and it has Peach Fuzz, which I don't like this color that much. To me, it's pretty much just like rock candy with a bunch of little sparkles all throughout it, but then when you apply it to your skin, you don't really see the sparkles. So to me, there's like two rock candies in here. I don't know. Then there's Bubblegum. It's a really pretty pigmented pink, very pigmented. It goes on the eyes better than it does on the hand for some weird reason. And then my other super favorite in this palette, and it is Blue Raspberry. This is what I have on my lower lash line today, but I mixed it in with some brown. I just wanted the brown to look a little bit like greeny, kind of. And I love it. This one is so pigmented, and it goes on the lid so beautifully. It's definitely the color that I didn't think I was gonna like, and it's one of the ones that I like the most. So overall, I do think this palette is a hit if you like color mixed in with some neutrals. The only eyeshadow I don't like is Peach Fuzz, and I have to play around with Macaroon more, but the rest are definite hits for me, especially Blue Raspberry, Blackberry, and Malted Milk Ball. Oh, and I really love Sugared Violet as well. These colorful eyeshadows look really nice with a base. For example, I swatched Sugared Violet on top of different bases to show you. I swatched it by itself, and then the swatch in the middle is Sugared Violet on top of a white base, and then the last swatch is that blue eyeshadow on top of a black base. So the black base just made it a lot more like smoky and metallic and darker, and then the white base just made it a lot more vibrant. So definitely keep that in mind when you're working with colorful eyeshadows. If you want them to pop a lot more, then just use like a white base or something like that. So yeah, those were my thoughts on the new Too Faced palettes that are coming out. I really like both of them, but I definitely like this one a lot more because I love mattes and I love neutrals, but you know, it's all about preference, girls and guys. So yeah, that completes this video. I hope it wasn't pointless and some of you guys were actually interested in this. I actually got a comment in my last video that said that my videos are looking, not repetitive, but that my videos are kind of just becoming the same thing, that I film like the same thing all the time, which I can totally understand. I'm gonna try to switch things up more, especially when I get settled. Things things will get crazy here, okay? I will film good videos, but I can't right now. I haven't filmed a tutorial in a while on my channel because those take a long time to edit and those take a long time to film, and honestly I just need videos like this where I can film really quick and then continue painting and doing that kind of stuff. So I definitely apologize for that, and things will go back to normal soon. Leave me requests down below for any video you want to see in the future, and I will definitely film the one that gets like the most likes, or you know, just give me your feedback. What videos do you want to see from me in the near future? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Video on 2 new palettes that Too Faced will release. Video on two new palettes. Wait, what? Crap. This damn light. This damn light. I'll just wait until the sun comes back. Hello. This second row here is like the rosier. Oh my god, my voice. Damn sun. I really love both of them, but I definitely like this one a lot more, depending. I highly recommend the natural matte. It's definitely